Hey, what's up, guys? Jim Dude's Guitars, and got a cool video. Um, Going through my guitar collection, I've noticed that since I prefer the standard neck profile on all my guitars, that the thickness and the curve of the neck slightly vary throughout each guitar. So I wanted to do a comparison as well as show you the different standard neck profiles you'll get with different Kiesel models, starting with my headless and moving on to the headstock guitars in my collection, just to show you the variants and things like that that I've noticed playing them. Some being slightly thicker, thinner, more tapered, and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get into it, and we'll start with my headless guitars. Alright, we will start with my first headless guitar that I ever bought, which was my Kiesel Osiris. And I'll try to get it as best as I can, but you can see here that it's a pretty standard thickness, like as far as a modern curved neck. It has a C shape, in my opinion, a modern, and it feels very comfortable. Your hands rest really well with it. I noticed that it tapers very well, and you can even see some of the shape here and how round it is. So it's really cool. Roasted maple has a great feel. So I would say, for headless shape, it's a little bit thin, but I like it. Definitely perfect for shredding. Also, I should note the radius is going to matter. So if you have a similar guitar or build with a standard neck profile, but yet you have a different radius, that's going to affect the shape of the neck, I believe. You'll find out later on when I show my Delos. I have a smaller radius, therefore it changes the shape of the neck a little bit. So this is more wider and a little bit on the thinner side. So as you can tell, perfect for shredding or any type of lead. So alright, moving on to the next headless. We have the Kiesel Vader, which is my personal favorite headless of my collection. This thing has a little bit of a thicker neck, and it may not seem thicker, but especially down here, maybe because it's a neck through, it definitely has a little more girth to it that maybe the bolt-on neck wouldn't have. But I find it comes in handy. Definitely tapers off a little more, gradually. A very, very good neck. Probably the best playing neck of all the headless I have. Strictly because, like, I don't know if it's just the design of the Vader, but like licks and runs that are not possible on the other models, I can pull off on this somehow. So anyway, great for fret access or for, not getting your hand cramped or anything like that. Very smooth. I like to stick with tongue oil necks. So, like I said, as you can see, slightly a little bit of the shape. It's a little thicker there, but like I said, it's great. I like a little bit of the girth, and it's a little thicker than the Osiris, so I really like that. But amazing neck, and this is the roasted maple, which they no longer offer on neck throughs, so really lucky to get that. And we come to the final headless of the collection, is the Kiesel headless Delos, which is very different than the Delos that I have, and you'll see why. Again, with the Vader and Osiris both having 20-inch radius, this has 14, so it's a little more curved, therefore giving this neck a little more of, I would say, a C or even a U shape. A little bit. It's really has the taper on it, and therefore gives it a more classic feel. I feel, and definitely better for classic playing. Pairing with the Holdsworth pickups, just perfect for any sort of cleans. A really comfortable neck for a headless. Like I said, it doesn't have the thickness coming out up here like the Vader, and it's not near as flat from the rounder radius, so it definitely has the medium between the Osiris and the Vader, if that makes sense. Kind of the best of both worlds, like just a middle ground between those. Not too tapered, but just the right amount of curve for classical or, modern playing, depending on your style. So it really fits this style. I think when they do their shapes for each model, they have in mind of what the player's going to be looking for that has this guitar places an order for it. So with each model, they really take it up a level and put a lot of thought in their neck design, and you can tell. So bravo, really nice thickness, not too thick, not too thin, perfect. So some necks can be too bulky and cramp, or too thin and struggle to play. So these find a good middle ground. If I had to compare them, I would say they're kind of close to a Charvel, DK24, an ESP, very similar to those necks, but just a higher quality as far as the fit and finish and things like that. So moving on to headstock guitars. First Kiesel I ever bought was my Vanquish. And I will say, I don't know what it is, but this neck profile is amazing. It's worn in because it's the first one I ever had. I put many hours on it, and it just plays the best. Has a thinner feel up here. Again, 14-inch radius, which seems to be my favorite amongst all the Kiesels I have. And a little bit wider up here. Very good modern C shape. Very good access, smooth tongue oil finish. Just a great sounding. I'm a maple neck guy, so it's really just a well playing neck. Like I said, just a modern shape, not too thick either. That was one thing I noticed when I first got them, was how unique this neck was. It really did fit really well in my hands, so I like that a lot. So really cool shape from this neck, and like I said, you know, different strings, 7-string multi-scales and things like that, will probably change the shape slightly. So for a standard 6-string, it was a great start, for me anyway. So anyway, awesome neck. Probably the best playing one I have. Alright, so now we have my Delos, which is the 12-inch radius. Now this has a more curved radius, therefore this neck is more on the baseball bat side, almost like a Strat feel. Has way more of a curve, kind of a D shape where it's, you know, rounded just at the end. Very smooth. Has a nice feel to it. Like I said, with the different radiuses, you have a different shape. Had this been flatter, I imagine, or like a 14, it would have been more like my headless Delos. But I wanted to go with the classic feel for the Delos run, and it really came out great with this. It has the girth that, like I said, in the Vader, I really appreciate. So, you know, take it as you will. You want a little bit of thick and thin, you know, depending on what your playing and style is. But definitely cool how it goes with this 12-inch radius and everything. So again, all standard neck profiles, and this one really surprised me. So alright, busting out the big guns now. This was by far my biggest neck, and my favorite too, is in a way is the Aries neck through. Again, something about the neck throughs that they just seem a little more heftier or thicker. Little wider too, especially down here. 5-piece maple and mahogany, and it looks amazing and feels great. Love the grain in the mahogany, but just feels amazing. They do a great job on sanding. Yeah, just something about it. It's got a wide taper, and it's really nice. Really can have your thumb resting where you need it. Just plays extremely well. Probably the best of all the necks. Competing very closely with the next and last guitar. So anyway, we'll show you the next one, and we'll compare them. Okay, and lastly, I have the Kiesel Hyperdrive, another neck through. This is a one-piece black limba, and as you can see, it's kind of similar to the Aries, but it definitely has a more steady curve, more roundedness, and not as wide down here as the Aries. And I will compare them here in a second, but like I said, little thinner up here, which reminds me of like modern explorers and things like that. Very Hetfield-esque as far as like when you're playing power chords, and it's just a great gripping neck. Really nice. So as best as we can compare, you will see they're very similar, with the Aries, you know, just looking like it's just a little bit thicker. Maybe not. Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me, but it just seems like, you know, the other one's a little heftier. So, like I said, though, all the necks on Kiesels are amazing. But the different neck profiles, even with just them being standard. By the way, these are both 14-inch radius. So, take that what you will, which is, you know, fairly, you know, middle ground between 20 being really flat and 12 being really curved like a Strat. So anyway, just showing you the different neck profiles. These are all standard. I didn't get any thinner or thicker profiles. Just showing you that even between models, they can vary slightly. You feel a little bit of a difference when you're playing them, but nothing that's going to change anything or hinder your playing or anything like that where you would need to send it back. But yeah, if you definitely, you know, try one out for yourself, you're going to love them. I did. And I'm more to try out. Have a Crescent and Andy James coming to try out. So see how those necks go, and we'll test them out when they get here. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys found it informative. Any other info I can give, just reach out to me on social media at Jim Dude Guitars on Instagram or Facebook. As always, you know, leave a like or subscribe. I really appreciate it. All your support means a lot to me, guys. So thank you. Anything else you want to see, leave it down in the comments. And then next time, I'll see you guys later.